Yo, people, we saying, man, abs in the building. Sorry about the wet patch on here. It's a bit of water, so don't get gassed. It's not sweat, it's just a bit of water. But big up to everyone in the building. I'm having to use this camera today because my usual Mac camera, because the web camera's decided not to work. But you know how it is, daily waffle settings in the building, or daily waffle routine in the building. Make sure you slap the likes, people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go into subscribe mode in a moment. It's one of them days, man. I'm just reflection days. Just a reflection day today, man. It's crazy to think, yeah, going into this Champions League game, that we've never, ever won a Champions League. Big Arsenal, you know. Big old Arsenal never won a Champions League. When did our history start? When did Arsenal actually start? Where's my book? Got the big book here. Shout out to everyone in the building. Let's have a look. And sorry if the place is all looking weird and yellowish. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it just looks a bit gets in it today. I don't know. But yeah, this is the history book, man. The history books. 1886. This club started in 1886. 2025, and we still have no Premier League, man. I'm not asking for much. But sorry, not Premier League, Champions League. I don't know why. Why have we not won this prestigious award yet? Why have we not won this? Are we too interested in, doing the youth thing, making stars, going to the Emirates? It's a very, very strange thing to think that a club of our size has still not won this prestigious award. You can have a discussion with a Liverpool fan, 6 Champions Leagues. United fan, I think they got 2. I think two Champions Leagues. City have 1. Chelsea have 2, I believe. Even Aston Villa have a Champions League. Forest, they've got a Champions League, I believe. It's crazy how, yeah. Look at this. This is a water patch, by the way. This ain't sweat. I know it looks bad, but it's just a water patch, yeah. Because I do wudu, yeah, ablution, and I wash myself, and the water comes on here. So it's not like I'm disgusting or anything like that. It's just the way it is. But people, make sure you slap up the likes and everything, man. So yeah, man. Just thought on reflection today, we've got a big game. Well, I wouldn't say it's a massive game, but every game's a big game to me in the Champions League. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Whether you're playing that Kazakhstan team, every game to me is a big game because we've not fulfilled, our obligations for me in this Champions League yet. Ever. I remember 2006 Champions League final like it was yesterday. Jens, man, Jens, why did you have to get sent off, bro? This guy would always go down, yeah, as that guy. When I think of Jens, I think of anger, and I think of petulance, and I think of Champions League final 2006. How old was I in 2006? Flipping it. 2006. I couldn't have been 30 years old. No way was I. No, I was never 30 years old. How old was I? 2000, maybe about 20 something. I can't even remember now. But I remember that day. That was one of the days that It was a very sad. Have I ever cried watching Arsenal before? That's one of the questions I need to reflect on. Have I actually ever cried in a game? I no, I've not cried, but one of the games, Premier League games, that absolutely boiled my blood. Yeah, and big up to Waha in the building. I can see it. Yeah, it was that 8-2 victory, that 8-2 slaughtering at Old Trafford. That game, I think, is probably the worst game I've ever watched as an Arsenal fan. That game, even now, it gives me nightmares, man. I can just see Freddie walking around. Freddy Krueger, if anyone knows about Freddy Krueger, that game, I don't even like talking about it. But that's a Premier League game, so I don't want to talk about that. But the Wayne Bridge, when he scored that goal as well at Highbury as well, that won, I think it was the quarterfinals, I believe, 2-1. They won. That game hurt as well, but that final, that Champions League final, absolutely hurt. And I'll never forget Lehman. Yeah, just a minute or second of stupidness. Stupidness. You didn't have to do it. Fouling that guy. And then we were down to 10 men. And this is the story of Arsenal. Yeah. That 10 men showed so much bravery, just like Chelsea did the other day. You know, I remember Henry had a very good chance where he could have just killed the game and he missed. I think Sol Campbell had a chance as well in that game as well. I think it was a header and it was wide. And I just remember us losing that game and I was absolutely gutted. But still, the question is how and why, or the questions are, how and why haven't we won the Champions League? The answer is we've never been good enough. We've never been good enough because we've been so focused on playing sexy football. That's out. That's gone now. So obsessed with young talent. That's kind of gone now. So obsessed with being, having that Emirates Stadium back then where the promise was. The promise was if we move to the Emirates, we're moving there to win trophies. How did that go? How did that go? FA Cups, cool. Premier Leagues, not cool. Champions Leagues, never. I just said 1886, this team started. And anyone who says to me that Arsenal don't have money, you might as well pick up a crack pipe, smoke it, because you're lying to yourself. To this day, I'm still bamboozled why we don't have a Champions League, bro. Yes, we've won Premier Leagues. Yeah, I've seen us lift Premier League trophies. I bet how long ago it was. I've seen it. I've seen my team win a European Cup Winners' Cup, whether you want to devalue it or whatever. I've seen it. I saw Alan Smith score in that final. I saw it. But I've never seen a Champions League, ever. And I'm getting on in age. You can see in my beard, yeah, I've got greys and stuff, yeah. So it doesn't hide that, I'm a lot older than most of my audience. Possibly. Not most of my audience, but some of my audience. Some of the guys like Hendon and stuff, they're quite older than me and stuff like that. But the question, man, will I ever see us win a Champions League? And at this moment, I don't think I will. And it's funny, I'm seeing Boy 10 in the building. I can't even bring up your comments on here, man. But Boy 10 went away for a little while. I don't know where Boy 10 was when we lost that game. No one saw Boy 10. You know, I weren't hearing quadruples and all of that. Yeah. I want Boy 10 to tell me, and big up to Boy 10. This isn't a expose or call you out. Yeah. But I want to know from your words on a serious note, yeah, and this is a serious question to you. I'm not bantering you or anything. How does Arsenal win the Champions League? Yeah, because the one team I'm looking at right now, and you may or may not agree with me, Bayern Munich are looking mad right now. I think Bayern Munich are looking, when there's one team that stands out in the Champions League right now, and it's Bayern Munich. They just look crazy. I know we beat them and all of that kind of stuff, yeah, but we done the same to PSG as well last season, if you guys can remember. It was all good. We lost the centre back. And then yeah, we just couldn't get it over the line. So I would like to know from you, because I can't see us. I can see us possibly winning the Premier League, yeah. But the Champions League is different for me. Even though we play slightly better in the Champions League, I just don't. I can't see us getting to the final. If we get into a final, possibility of winning that. But if we was to buck a Barcelona, sorry, not Barcelona, a Bayern Munich, who else would be? Who else would really give us a really good run for their money? I think Inter Milan will also give us a good run for our money, because they're one of them horrible teams. They're one of them horrible teams. There's some comments in here. Layman's lacking composure when it really matters, but I don't blame him. Wouldn't have been mad gens without that attribute. I'm reading the comments from the YouTube. I didn't do it from stream, so I can't bring it up. It'd be really good if YouTube could do that. The 8-2 was all right to me. We had injuries everywhere. Nah, never could be all right. We had injuries everywhere in a squad that had been dismantled in the transfer market, and Wenger hated spending money. Nah, that hurt. That's the thing as well. I'll probably, do you know what? That the pride thing for me, yeah. Hold on a sec. Okay, sorry, just reading through something. So 8-2 was all right to me. We had injuries everywhere in a squad that had been dismantled in the transfer market. And Wenger hated spending money. Okay. The Prem game that wounded me was a game against Chelsea where we conceded 4 goals in the first 20 minutes. Wenger running the high line for life thing. Well, what game was that? Was that at the Emirates? Is that when we lost 6-0? Oh yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea done us 6-0 on the way. Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible. We're winning the Champions League this season unless we have a crazy list of injuries once the knockout round starts. Yeah, but you're saying we're winning the Champions League, but I'm asking, how are we going to win the Champions League? How are we going to win the Champions League? I can give you the obvious answer, but are you confident? Bucking a Bayern Munich that are just hella confident, Listen, I watched that Carl guy score a banger yesterday, and people gonna laugh, yeah, but that brother's built like Messi, that guy is built like Messi, and the way he runs and his movement. I'm not comparing him to a Messi, by the way. I'm not saying he's Messi, but the way his body moves and the way he runs and the way he shoots, he's definitely got that trait where you think, this guy, maybe one day, this guy might be world class, bro, because He's got a long way to go, but he's got some serious tech, that brother. Um, he's strong as well, and he's only young as well. He's only like 17 or something, can he? 17 or 18 or something like that. That brother, yeah, if he continues the way he's going, he's gonna be world. He's gonna be a worldie, and he's under a good manager in company. But I'm digressing. I'm going all around the trees and all around the forest and all of that kind of stuff. Where's BBK today? Usually BBK's got a stream. That's why I just wanted to just jump in and do a quick stream before he announced his show. But yeah, the problem for me still is we need to do a hell of a lot, and it's nice to see that the confidence in you guys when you're saying we're winning this and winning that, but we can all say that. We can all say we're winning this. We can all say we're winning that, and then just quietly just slip away and disappear once, our faith has diminished. I'm just holding on now about the Premier League as well now. I really got rattled last night. I had a show on another show the other day, yesterday on Mark, big up to Mark MUFC's channel. And this Man United fan, he rattled me so much. I think partly, I'll tell you why I got rattled, is because one, and this is I can give this reason. I was quite tired. I just come off I just finished work. I just done a watch along, and then I was onto his stream. So I literally had no break. So that was one of the reasons. The second reason is he asked me if I still believe whether Arsenal can win. And I was like, yes, I still believe Arsenal can win. But then he started to it felt like he was like digging at me and patronizing me as well. And then he started to go on about City, and City are 2 points behind and historically and all that kind of stuff and all that. And so that kind of wound me up now, because I was like, I believe that we still can win. Yeah. I believe that the teams in the Premier League this season are slightly better. Until they go into this shell where they start getting scared of Man City again. I still believe there's teams out there that's gonna, beat us, beat City, beat whoever, in that top six. There's teams down the bottom, they're gonna be fighting for their lives. I don't think Wolves are one of those clubs, but anyone on their day can get beat. You can go Sunderland and get beat. You can go wherever. You can go West Ham and get beat on a bad day if you're not prepared. Any team can get beat. So, I know there's a lot of you in my chat and a lot of you that follow me, yeah, and subscribe to me, yeah. I know a lot of you are down bad right now, but I still believe, yeah, I still have that belief that we can win this Premier League. And if I didn't have this belief, yeah, I wouldn't be telling all these Man City, Man United fans. They're not going to get that from me. They're not going to hear it from me. Yeah, because it's cowardly, man. It's cowardly to let these men have a boost on me telling them that. I feel like it's cowardly. Saying they're going to win the treble and quadruples and all that, I just think it's deluded. No disrespect to Boy 10. I just think it's delusional. And this is why people call our fans delusional. Because do you know how much it takes to win a quadruple? Have you ever seen City win a quadruple? What makes you feel that we are so special to win a quadruple with a depleted squad for a first point? We have a striker that's not even firing. Yeah, we're definitely winning. We're definitely winning the quadruple, isn't it? We're definitely winning the treble, isn't it? And that's to Tony Claude as well. Yeah, I name names, talking smack about us winning trebles. And listen, It isn't happening. But if it was to happen, clip me up. Clip me up, put it, stream it, put me on a billboard. Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, yeah, we are not winning no quadruple. Let's win one cup at least. Let's win a Carabao Cup. How about that? Let's start with that first. Yeah. Before we start talking about threes and fours and all that kind of madness. Do you know how hard it is to win all of that? You man, this is why you have to have a certain maturity when you're an Arsenal fan. Because everywhere I go, Instagram, any chat or anything like that, someone says a comment, "Oh, you're an Arsenal fan, ain't you?" And it's just like, boy, you can't even have like normal chitty chatter with rivals now because we're deluded. All of us are deluded. Yeah, I had to cuss out our brother the other day because because he said something about an Arsenal fan. Oh, you're an Arsenal fan. You're all deluded. And I was like, listen, one person, yeah, from the Arsenal fan base saying something, yeah, don't make us all deluded. You're a sheep, yeah, for thinking that. How about that? Because you go onto mans like me, BBK, Turkish, Curtis Shaw, you know, flipping it. There's so many people, yeah, you know, certain man, yeah, certain man, they're gonna tell you as it is. DJB, Lee Gunner, Matty, Southern Gooner, even man that's in my group, Dr. Seymour Butts, Dr. S, I call him, man at Oregon Goon, yeah, even Tony Claude, my brother, man like Trimless, yeah, I could throw out names. They will never in a million years, yeah, million years tell you that we're winning a quadruple or a treble. It's just that's delusional, brother. That is absolute delusional. Yeah, yeah. I might have to get Dr. Seymour to see you, bro. Yeah, Dr. Seymour. You know what? If we need to have an AI virtual assistant, for some of these Arsenal fans, yeah, let me know. We set up a company. You know, Dr. SD. Yeah, that's what we call it. You know, just have a little therapy session. Just let them see the cups in it, and just say, which one of these do you think you're going to lift? It's crazy. It is crazy. I listen. I love people with confidence. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But the overconfidence thing is too much. Some of our players don't believe. So how can you believe when some of our players don't believe and our manager doesn't believe? How are we going to be like that? Think what you say, man. It's a good thing some of you man don't do YouTube on a permanent thing. It's a real good thing, some of you man, because I can't, as much as I love halftime hooks and that, I can't come out. I can't do the things what he does. That when he comes out, we're winning it all. We're doing this, and I can't do some of that. I can just about have that little bit of chest now to say I still believe we can win this Premier League. Maybe because there's something there. There's something there to fight for. Maybe I'm different. I know man like BBK as well, and some other man don't really think we can win. Yeah, I know they can't believe that, but I believe it. I believe we could win the Premier League more than the EFL Cup. How about that? I just think the EFL Cup, I think the route might be a bit trickier. I think we will buck Man City at some point, and I think that game will be a tricky game. I don't know whether we're going to beat them over 2 legs, if there is 2 legs in the semi-final. I don't know. Crystal Palace is not going to be an easy game as well. Let's go through some of these comments as well, people. Yeah. Where's BBK? I can't see his stream. I'm looking to see if I can redirect. Big up to AFC Dr. S, man. Dr. S in the building. He says, hold on, there's so many things on Boy 10. We're winning the Champions League this season unless we have a crazy list of injuries once a knockout round start. If we don't win the Champions League this season, then it would take a psychological rebuild at Arsenal to win it. Really? Do you think so, yeah? Not a psychological rebuild, just a new manager and better players. There you said it. There he said it. Mic drop. 4 likes and subscribe. Yeah, I think we've got 9 likes. Thank you very much, people. Big up to you. Big up to Waffle from Dr. S. Real one in here. Big up to Mido, my brother. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Mido. Yeah, Mido chats football. Yeah, hey, some of his football Premier League roundups have been wicked, bro. You know when a man puts detail, when he puts, you know what I'm saying, he puts time. Yeah, and I know he's putting time into these football roundups, yeah, so I rate it. So make sure you go and show him some love, yeah. A lot of you probably subscribe to him, but yeah, his Premier League roundups are ace at the moment. So big up to Mido. And make sure you tune into our Monday show, Perspectives, when he's back, yeah. Yeah, that's our Monday afternoon show. Boy 10 says we're winning the Prem, not even worried about that. Big up to Fernie. Big up to you, my guy. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Mate, I appreciate you, man, slapping up Chelsea the other day. After you scored against Villa, you did nothing. Do you think Arteta played to try and get a draw, still hoping you win the league? Big up. It's a bit difficult, hard to tell, you know, whether, you know, I just think that our players were tired, bro. I don't think that our players, especially our midfield, yeah, when Villa brought on that fresh midfielder, this is when I thought you need to bring on a Norgard, yeah, or something, yeah. We need someone who's, because Norgard, yeah, no matter what you think about him, yeah, he's a big lad, he's a physical guy, you know, he's gonna do his best in that game, innit? You know, he could win headers and stuff like that. We needed someone that was able, yeah, to just bolster up that midfield. I don't even think like our attack was even doing that great because Madueke was poo. You know, he had that one shot, but if you want to win a game, you don't rely on Madueke, by the way. You know, big up to Madueke, he scored that goal at Bayern, but he's not someone that I would look to win in a game. He doesn't score that many goals. He's only scored 1 goal for us this season. I don't know if we wanted to win that game. I don't think we knew how to win that game. Maybe that answer is a bit better. I don't think we knew how to win that game because Emery just stuck it on us, pause, yeah, and we just didn't know what to do. It was like boom, like that, you know, put the pipe on us like that. We're like, you know, when you got man like Odegaard in the midfield, yeah, who, for me, I think he's upset the apple cart, man. I think he's upset the flow of our game, yeah, because the way he plays, yeah, I think we've moved on from that style of football with Odegaard, yeah. You're you're paying 285 whatever 250 mil, yeah, for, sorry, 250,000 mil. 250,000, yeah, for a man that spins on the ball, you know, that looks busy. Like me at work, I'm looking busy right now, innit? Yeah, busy. I'm looking busy right now. I'm Odegaard right now. Yeah. If you want to call Waffle, what are you doing? I'm doing an Odegaard right now because that's me. That is me. I'm at work. I'm talking to you, but I'm at work. Now, and if you want to grass me up, I'll find you. I'll find your IP address. I'll hack you. Yeah. Don't mess about with me. So yeah, there's your answer. I don't know if we were trying to win that game. I don't know what Arteta was trying to achieve in that game. And anyway, me and Cape going to be talking later on today. Anyway, at 6 p.m. I don't know how the show's going to go today. I don't know how the show's going to go today because he's the positive one. He's the ultra positive one. I've been the balanced one, but I'm a little bit agitated, as you can see. But I'm respectful, but I'm a little bit agitated. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the old it's coming out, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it in the Hulk, the green Hulk, Hulk, it's trying to want to burst out, I mean, David Banner style. Yeah. The David Banner wants to just rip out of my chest. But I'm just holding it in. I'm just holding it in. Boy 10 says we're top of the league, Champions League with a misfiring attack and midfield. When we click, it's over for Europe. This boy 10, I'm telling you, he's on a different thing, bro. He's on some different grade. I don't know what man's bunning, boy. The other only trophy I'm not sure about winning is the Carabao. Depends on the level of production we can pull out of Wanyeri. Oh, so you're in doubt now, but you were saying that we're winning a quadruple not too long ago. So now you're in doubt. Okay, so at least there's a bit of honesty coming out now, because I've not seen you say that. Dr. S says we're always accepting walk-ins here at London Colney. How can the players not believe? That's a very good question. How can the players not believe? They should believe, shouldn't they? They've been here, done it before. But if you ask the Dr. S, there's something called PTSD. We've been here before. We've seen these results. We've seen the bogeyman chasing us. Yeah. Have you as an Arsenal fan stopped and just thought to yourself, City may not be as bad as we think they are? And you know what makes me laugh about some of our fans? Yeah, well, they're conceding loads of goals. What was that result against Fulham? Did they lose that game? Did they gain 3 points? I think they did. Bro, it doesn't matter if you score 50 goals. If they score 51 goals, that's 3 points to them. Yeah. And that's how we need to start thinking. Yeah. This great defense and not conceding and all that kind of stuff. Get it out. Get my attack scoring goals. Yeah. That's what I want to see. Yeah. I don't mind leaking a goal or two as long as I'm winning 3-4-2. Yeah. Give me Gyökeres that's gonna start scoring goals. Start Gyökeres. Yeah. Play him until he's better. Don't just keep switching him off and switching him between whoever and then saying, oh, I love Havertz and all. What kind of... Listen, don't get me started today. Don't get me started today. People telling me they're looking forward to Havertz coming back and all that. I'm not. Listen, I am not looking forward to him. Yeah, you might say he plays better in the team and all that, and then the minute he starts playing and we're not clicking, yeah, what are you going to say then? What are you going to say then? And this is the thing with you guys, man. Yeah, we can get things wrong. I get things wrong all the time. But Havertz is not the solution. Havertz is not winning us a title. Yeah. And I'm not saying that because I don't like him as a player. I'm just saying, yeah, he's not good enough to win us a title, in my opinion. Nobody can ever predict Champions League. Exactly, Mido. Exactly. I think Champions League is easier for us to win than the Prem. Yeah. So how come we haven't won it then? How come we haven't won it then? In our history started in 1884 and it's 2025. How haven't we won the Champions League yet? And this is what I started off the show with. In so much history, yeah, we've not... The only thing we've ever got to is a 2006 Champions League final. Why didn't we win that Europa final against Chelsea a few years ago? Because even with that, even with that, that's something. That's a psychological thing to build on. We got smacked up by Chelsea. Was it 4-1 or something, or 4-0? I can't remember. In Europe, our mentality is not there yet. Yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves. Yeah. Once we're honest with ourselves, we can then start to have realization that, you know what, this is what it takes to get there, you know. And I think with Berta as well, I think this is Berta's first year, yeah, or first season. I think in the summer, yeah, I think he's gonna be really looking at players, yeah, that are gonna actually really improve us as well. Because there's players we need to get out of this club, man. There's players that are not good enough for us. I don't think Madueke is good enough for us. I think he's all right at the start. I just don't think he's that good. Um, I just there's if we want to win stuff, yeah, we need to have players that are levels, bro. Yeah, level for level. Yeah, levels for level. That's the way we succeed, bro. Yeah, have that mindset. But they won't want to come to Arsenal because they won't get first team. Give them the money to come. Yeah, give them the money. Say, listen, the minute this guy doesn't do his duty, you are starting, bro. Yeah, we already know that you are a bad boy. Yeah, we know what you're capable of. Yeah, it's doesn't have to be that difficult. You think we have attractive football now? I swear you need to come around London Colney for an appointment. Norgard ain't a scrub. He's Premier League experience, captain at his last club. Big up to Zayn in the building, man. Good win yesterday. A 1-0 victory. I said abandon the idea. We wouldn't even have an opinion about style of play because everyone would abandon the idea. Norgard is downgrade on Anelny on 30k more than he was. I see that clip of Odegaard before the Villa goal jumping around the. Hey, brother. Oh, did you see the? Have you seen the meme one? Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. Look at that. I need to cut my nails, man. That's Odegaard, bro. We still talk about style of play because we still care about style of play. If the club were to undergo a psychological rebuild, then that would fall to the wayside. Maybe we counter-attack. Brother, I don't care how we play, bro, as just as long as we win, man. Seriously. It's only Carabao, the rest of these trophies we are walking. This is what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. I'm trying to help you, Boy 10. Yeah. Me and Dr. S, we're gonna set up an appointment with you, yeah. And we can go through some psychological tests, we're gonna delve deep into the past and all that experiences, of being an Arsenal fan, on your highs and your lows, because this level of delusion is crazy. And I'm not calling you out, Boy 10. I like you. But I don't know whether you're trolling at this point because you're saying it quite a lot now. And I think Dr. S, we're gonna have to get on the dog and bone, mate, speak about this because it's crazy. There was no psychological rebuild at Liverpool last year and he walked it. I'm not moved by City at all. I'd rather have Havertz fit than not fit. He's probably ahead of Odegaard now in the midfield pecking order. This is what I'm saying now. So now Havertz is the 8 now. When he started playing 8, how many games did he play? 14, 15 games last season. He wasn't that great in the 8. So now he's in the 8 and not in the 10. I mean, not in the 9. So he's going to do the same thing, 8 and then 9 and 9. What is it? People, there's 9 likes, yeah? Please get me to 10. I want to see double figures today before I lock off the stream today as well. Please get me to 10 likes if you can, yeah? Love and appreciation every single time, yeah? We appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you, yeah? But yeah, let's get the likes up for me, yeah? If you can. I still can't see BBK. I don't know what he's doing. Has he got a stream today? I should message him, you know. Has he got a stream today? Let me just check his channel quickly. Just stalk out his channel. Maybe he's going live at 4:30 or something. Let's have a look. I should message him, but I just can't be bothered. BBK Sports. I know he had a stream last night. I watched that. 23 hours. I can't see any live yet, so yeah, and he's usually live about 4, so I don't know what I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's just continue. And where was I? I was reading the chat, wasn't I? Let's cancel this. Fernie, whoever puts on an Arsenal shirt, you should be 100% behind them, even if they're not playing that well. No, I totally agree with you. You could give Arteta the Invincibles and would still go, and big up to the 10th person as well. Give Arteta the Invincibles and still go trophyless. People ain't moved by City despite who's driving the car. Anyone who's taking an experienced driver in a dud than a novice in a Lambo. Yeah, exactly. Arteta has a style of play that is clearly... What's that word? Anathema to how European football works tactically. So yeah, Champions League is easier for us with Arteta than the Prem is. How can you walk through the Champions League but not the League Cup? Some of you Arsenal fans are funny. See? And me as a Man United fan, yeah, he's probably like, this brother, man, is chatting the most. They're cosplaying as Arsenal fans. They're just Arteta fans. We'll link up as, yeah, man, definitely. You know, come on, people, slap the likes. Any of our players world class? Who's world class in our team? Okay, so in my opinion, I think Timber's world class right back. Remember, we're doing the tiers thing, yeah. So you've got your world class at the top there, yeah, and then you've got your other. There's tiers of world class, yeah. I think Timber is definitely a world class right back. Things say no way. Redemption says no way. I disagree with you. I think yeah, there's this cups thing as well, but then we have to start talking about them only being world class by winning things, but players can be world class without winning stuff. You know, it takes a team effort to win, trophies. Not one player's winning the whole thing. You need a defense, you need to defend, you need your midfield, you need your strikers. I suppose strikers will get a lot of the credit, for scoring goals, loads of goals, but they have to be able to, keep goals out and win trophies. The reason why people don't believe that some of our players are world class, yeah, is that we haven't won something for a reason. But for me, see, Redemption, I don't agree with you. I feel that there's a level of tiers, and if you know, man, like I don't know if you watched Fan Zone before, but D, there's a guy called D on there, and he spoke about the world class tiers excellence. So you've got your Zidanes and your R9s and all them kind of guys, your whoever. You got your Messis and all that kind of stuff. Then you've got like the players like you're talking about here now, your Haalands, your Salahs and Rodriguez and all that kind of stuff. But tell me right now if Gabriel isn't world class. Tell me why he isn't world class. Give me a reason why he isn't world class. You're probably going to say, yeah, it's because he hasn't won anything. You're probably going to say because he hasn't won anything, yeah? For me, I think Saliba's right there. I think he's right there. Yeah. Um, I don't think Saka's world class yet. Although lots of people say he's world class, I don't think he's world class yet. Um, is Rice world class? That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. The players ain't the same players as yesteryear, are they? You know, they're not the same. They're not the same. And this can be debated the hell out of, innit? As Dr. S says, hold on. It's no troll waffle. The hardest trophies for us to win this year. Boyton wants to get me in trouble today. Yeah, he's trying to make me answer questions that I can't. I can try and answer, but there's a massive debate about it. For us to win this year's Carabao, Arteta fails, and it's frankly all on him. He's not my baby. He's just an employee at the club with expectation. I did say that I think the EFL Cup will be difficult to win. I did say that, but I've not mentioned about winning any, like the Champions League and stuff. Letitia and Di Natale, outstanding players that won no honours. That's the group, and a lot of Arsenal players are in just on the cusp. I hear it. Boyton, meet the targets is the season to do so. If you'll finish second with Wirtz and Sterling as options, then I'm expecting to see armpits with everything we got this year. If we don't have high standard for world class, what's the point? For me, world class is major trophy winner plus being able to walk into any starting 11 in their position. Yeah, so for me, Matt Letitia was world class, bro. That guy was a serious baller, but he played for Southampton. So he played for a team that was never going to win anything. So for me, world class is being consistent. Is showing consistency. That's world class for me. Being consistency, season upon season upon season. Yeah, where the top players do show consistency, like Redemption mentioned, the Rodriguez, the Salah, and the Haalands. Well, for me, I see consistency in some of our players. I see Timber as very consistent. Maybe you need to see him for another 2-3 years. I don't know. Maybe you need to see Gabriel. I'm convinced Gabriel starts for every Premier League team. Who doesn't Gabriel start for in the Premier League? Tell me. Because it's different from us fans rating to players ratings, isn't it? Players rate their peers, yeah, in football, yeah. And I'm sure if you ask players, yeah, the same question, they would say probably Gabriel's world class, Saliba's world class, Timber's world class. They would say these players are world class. They'll probably say Rice is world class. People say, oh, the hardest player I've played against, yeah, is this player, is that player. But we can sit here, yeah, and we can just say, oh, well, they're not world class because they haven't won anything. I think it's a good debate to have, but you can play for Arsenal and not win anything, but be consistent throughout your whole career, yeah. But be the best in your position doesn't mean you're not world class to me. I don't think it is, because it takes a team effort to win things, yeah. Because this is how the narrative goes. We win the Premier League, instant world class. Players are get Timber, instant world class. There ain't going to be no argument. There's not going to be no argument unless you're going to get people say, well, you need to win the Champions League to be world class. Then there's going to be that argument as well. It's crazy how people think about this, man. And everyone has their different, opinion and stuff like that. But for me, Gabriel's a world-class centre-back. Yeah, he's got world-class ability, Just because he's injured, yeah, doesn't mean that this he's not a world-class centre-back. He's great in the air. He even scores goals. Yeah. How many centre-backs score as many goals as this guy? In the Premier League, in one of the hardest leagues in the world. Yeah. He starts for most teams, yeah, in Europe, as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to Mr. H in the building. Hope you're well, my bro. Hope you're good. I'm just having a little debate now. You probably saw the Champions League and you thought, what's Abs talking about? They ain't even got no Champions League, and he's got a Champions League on his banner. What's he doing? Must be deluded. But hold that, Hanno. Anyway, yeah, you man got beat by Atalanta yesterday. Hold that. Man was talking about he hates football and all that. Had to drop that one in. But meet the target. Okay. Redemption says, and big up to Redemption. He says, if we don't have high standards for world class, then what's the point? Listen, bro. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, we're doing our boys a disservice, yeah. If they're not the high standard, if they're not high standards, we're doing ourselves a disservice, yeah, because these man, yeah, are serious, yeah. Our defense has been serious this season, yeah. How do you go 3 seasons in a row and only lose 4 games in the Premier League? I know we haven't won it, but you only lose 4 games in the Premier League. Do you know how difficult that is each season just to only lose 4 games? That's hella difficult. Hella difficult. I think Rice is world class. I think Timber's at worst, trending world class. Should be considered world class next year. Not every world class player wins trophies. Yep, you are world class when you produce an elite performance level consistency. Same with Di Natale at Udinese. Yep, great player, not so great team. He and Lattis could probably walk into most teams, but that trophy aspect is what separates elite from world class. Yeah, I totally, definitely, I agree with that. I do agree with that sentiment, actually. I do agree with that. 100%. But he's splicing hairs. How many world-class players does a manager need to win the Prem? 2, 3, maybe 1. Needs 5 with Champions League's fixtures in mind. You need a spine to start off with. Defender, midfielder, striker. Once you've got like maybe 3 players, then you build around that with very, very good players. Players, as you say, that's on the cusp as well of being world class as well. Our players need to perform in the biggest moments when everything is on the line and pressure at the maximum. 100% Redemption. And this is another thing. I'm glad you brought up that point here. This is another thing as well. World class players at the highest level, they produce. So looking back at the PSG game where we lost in the semi-final last season, did we produce? No, we didn't. So now you think to yourself, how can you be saying man's world class and you man can't even, win a semi-final against the best team in the world last year, by the way? Better than Chelsea, yeah. Can't tell me about them man winning a Champions League and Chelsea the best team in the world. PSG were tired, bro. Yeah, the amount of games they've played. I'm not having none of it. Who else? What was I saying? Yeah, so these clubs need, not these clubs, these players need to perform, yeah, in the big games, And we're going through that period right now where we had a big game against Chelsea. We should have beat Chelsea. Because if we would have beaten Chelsea, yeah, there would have been a lot of looking around. People like, this team is decent, But we didn't. And for that, we're always going to be questioned. We are always going to be questioned. Big game on tonight, though. Talking about big games. We've got City versus Real Madrid tonight. I don't think Real Madrid are all that these days. I don't think they're that good at all. Score prediction. I think City beat them, and comfortably. So I'm going to say a 3-1 City or maybe a 3-0 City. This could be the resurgence of City, man. Beating them, I think their confidence is high anyway. Man City are a team that don't ever really suffer from confidence issues. I think they have their bozo moments, but they're a really good team in it. They're just a real good engine in it, So I see them beating Real Madrid tonight. I hope they don't, I ain't even giving you guys a score for the Bruges game, and I'm not going to because I've got a show at 6 with Kate, which is in 2 hours' time. So you guys are gonna have to come back and watch me at 6 p.m. Then we're gonna do the watch along. So make sure, yeah, I've got like 2 hours with Kate watching this game. So yeah, people, make sure you slap up the likes and all that. Put a comment. You know, I'm happy to see comments. I'm happy for challenging comments. Yeah, Boy 10's always challenging me with comments, man. You know, he's put some comments. Sometimes he puts some comments. Yeah, I'm like, I might wake up at 5, 6 in the morning. Yeah, and I'm like, what's Boy 10 saying, man? And then I just have to leave the comment for a little while, just to marinate, just to calm myself down. Because Boy 10's one of them guys, man. He Boy 10's cool, but he don't off, you know, like get you thinking, you know. So big up to Boy 10 for just always keep challenging, my brother. Always keep challenging. But I'm always going to be challenging you on your quadruples and stuff. But now we've got an agreement about the EFL Cup. It's not going to be as easy as we first thought. I think it is going to be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, Dr. S says we had Thierry, Bergkamp, Lundberg, Perez, Vieira, Cashley, and still didn't win the Champions League for context. Yep. So yeah, exactly. I consider four of those world class. Definitely need at least 5 world class players to win Champions League. I think you need a team that has chemistry. How about that? A team that is consistent. How about that? A team that goes into every game fearless. How about that? That team is Man City. I don't consider every player at City is world class. I don't. You need to have a world class goalkeeper. Just put it that way. Centre back. You need a world class centre back. Someone that's going to lead a very good centre back. Gabriel. Midfielder. You need a midfielder. Enforcer. Declan Rice. Then you need a very good striker up top. That was supposed to be Gyökeres, but we still got the question mark. So we're there. We're not quite there yet. Will we get there? I'll leave you on this. We will never know. Will we ever win the Champions League in my lifetime? I don't know. But my time's ticking. Yeah. My time is ticking. You can see the grey hairs. Yeah. And I'm still here and I've never won a Champions League. Maybe you guys will, maybe the likes of Hanno will see a Champions League in his lifetime. And he will be crying when that happens. I won't be here though. And that's just life. But people, take care of yourself, as BBK would say, and take care of others as well. And be nice. We are out, people. Peace.